Governments are increasingly turning to models that give investors contracted or guaranteed revenue streams, as opposed to leaving them exposed to the fluctuations of the open market. We've seen these models emerge in very similar ways across very different countries, be that Europe or Australia. But I think fundamentally what that really shows is that governments understand that this is the main way to attract private capital to these big long-term infrastructure projects. The three main models that we're seeing governments use include the regulated asset-based model, RAB as it's more commonly known as, and you see this used widely across utilities and networks all across the world. It works by having a regulator guarantee investors a set return on assets in exchange for keeping pricing and service stable for the public. I think that trade-off is what makes this really attractive to investors. You have predictable pricing and demand, which in turn means lower risk, easier access to debt, and ultimately lower cost of financing. The contract for difference model, or CFD model, has really become the go-to model for the renewable sector. We're also seeing it being used for emerging technologies like hydrogen or carbon capture. And I think the details and kind of the mechanisms of this can really vary from country to country. Sometimes you can have a really straightforward CFD, but sometimes it might include a very different kind of price guarantee. I think the ultimate goal is always the same, though. It is to protect investors from swings in energy prices, but still letting them compete in the open market. Availability-based partnerships tend to be used across very established markets. Here we have the government paying a private company an agreed price to build and operate a piece of infrastructure. So, for example, an investor could purchase a new hospital or a new courthouse and still get paid a fixed availability fee, irregardless of how many people are walking through its doors. But as governments are starting to take on more complex, bigger projects, we're now starting to find that we're outgrowing a lot of these classic PPP structures, and we're having to kind of work towards more bespoke contracts, which really carry a lot more development risk. The reasons these models matter is because capital is mobile. Investors can choose where they want to deploy it. And as governments start looking to transition to clean energy, expand transport networks, or renew aging infrastructure assets, the ones offering the clearest, most predictable risk-sharing models are the ones that are going to have the edge.